Mike Moore Media, the first place to hear Rockingham County news and information.
On the media line from Rockingham Community College, Laura Jennings, Assistant Director of Enrollment Services at RCC. Hey, Laura.
Hi. Good morning.
It's so good to have you on the program. I know you want to talk about spring classes and curriculum and continuing ed and all of that and getting into the new year. But first, I want to know a little bit about you. Will you give us a little background, please?
Sure. So I am a Greensboro native, so not too far away. Grew up there, went to NC State, and I've been at Rockingham Community College for a little over 5 years. I started off in the advising center as a student success coach, and now I'm in the admissions office working with incoming students on their way in.
Okay. Well, it's a good place to be, and I know you have some background there as a student success coach. That's got to be awfully rewarding, working with young people.
Absolutely. I really enjoy, I used to teach high school, so I found, working with students on this side, in the higher education world and helping them find their passions and getting them plugged into things that they're excited about is such a rewarding thing to do.
Sure.
I'm so glad to be here.
Well, glad you're at RCC. Well, we want to talk first about curriculum. I want to know about spring classes. Can we still register?
We can still register. So our application, and it's always free to apply to RCC, and the application will be open throughout the holidays. So that's a great time for folks to submit that online. And when you submit it, your last step, you'll be directed to schedule an appointment to talk with us, either phone or Zoom. And we will be opening on January 4th, meeting with students for those appointments those days. And then our last day to register is January 6th for full semester classes.
Okay. Registration deadline for traditional classes January 6th. Yes. Okay. Now, how exciting is this reopening January 4th?
It'll be great. I mean, so we expect a lot of traffic from students who over the holidays have applied and are ready to rock and roll. So we will be, ready to dive on in that morning.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the courses. I know we've been doing programs all through the summer and into the fall. What about courses there on campus and online? Where are we in all of that, Laura?
Yeah, so we have, shifted things, obviously, due to COVID. So the vast majority of courses are taught either in a virtual live format, which is really helpful for students who still like that connection with their instructor. And we can't all be in the classroom all the time, but this allows them to have a regularly scheduled class meeting 2 to 3 times a week or 1 time a week so that they can see their instructor, get some assistance. And then we still offer completely online courses where the student would be able to do their work at their own time. So that's helpful if people have rotating work schedules. We do still have some on-campus classes. There are some courses that are just best taught hands-on, some science labs, industrial technologies. Those still are on campus, but in very small groups, so we're limiting size.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
All right, I want to mention again, you said registration deadline January 6th, and what about late start courses? When do they begin?
Yeah, so we have a good selection of classes that are going to begin in late January on the 28th. And there's still some classes that will start in early February. Those are the same courses. We just teach them in what we call mini-mester. So it's just slightly condensed to allow students a little bit more time to get registered. That's a really good option for folks who are still in the process of trying to apply for financial aid and get everything squared away. So you can still start, but just buy yourself a few more weeks to get everything in place.
Okay, very good. Let's talk about new programs. What's on the schedule?
Yep. So in addition to all the programs that we traditionally offer, next fall we'll be beginning a paramedic associate degree program, and students could go ahead and dive in to some of those classes this spring. So if they wanted to do that, for people who are already an EMT, they could use their EMT to waive some coursework in that program. So we're really excited to offer that. And then we also have a brand new agribusiness that we began this year, and that's a really good opportunity for students who are interested in agriculture but want to get a lot of the businessy side of things, and that's a transferable degree. So students could start here and then transfer out to A&T if they were interested in continuing to a bachelor's degree.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of that years ago. It's good to have that back, isn't it?
Yes. And I think it's got a good spin this time, really focusing on helping students with that business aspect.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of folks are interested in going into the education side of agriculture, so that is a good opportunity to start at RCC in the agribusiness and then transfer on and kind of focus on education for your bachelor's degree.
Sure. Okay. All righty, let's jump right into continuing education. What about registration for that?
Yep, so registration for our con-ed classes is ongoing, and that is a little different than curriculum because for continuing education, those course dates, start dates are staggered. So we have classes that will begin throughout January and into February. And for those, we register up until the class starts or until the class fills. So we have to keep that in mind. But we have quite a few health science offerings for students. We're offering a brand new blended, which is a hybrid version of our nurse aid program. Mm-hmm. So students would do half of the course online throughout the month of March, and then in April and May, they would be on campus doing their class time and their clinicals in our simulated hospital. Mm-hmm. So that's exciting.
Yeah. Blended seems to be the way to go in a lot of things now, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And I think that's helping folks, too. There's so many unknowns with, folks' schedules and things going on with their, kids at home. So I think it's helpful for people to be able to do kind of the best of both worlds.
Sure.
Get some instruction in, but still have flexibility.
Right. Well, I know we have the tried and true programs there at RCC, but what about some new Con-Ed courses?
Yeah, so one that's actually hot off the press, I just finished the registration packet yesterday, is our dialysis technician program. So that will be starting up in this coming spring semester. So we're just starting the registration for that. And the students will have clinicals out in the field. So working like that, getting a relationship with that organization is going to be helpful. And from there, we also have scholarships available for that program. So we're really encouraging students to reach out to us. Those scholarships are first come, first serve, but they're going to help tremendously with both the cost of the course and the course materials. So great opportunity.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the newest of the bunch.
Okay.
But we have phlebotomy, and we're still enrolling for that course starting in the spring semester. Our medical assisting is relatively new, and that is a really popular course. And then central sterile processing. The nice thing with central sterile processing, going back to what we were talking about with flexibility, that program is, the majority of it is online. So it just meets on campus 3 different Fridays, but then the rest of the work students are able to do on their own time. So that could be a really good option for some people who need that built-in flexibility.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
And EKG technician.
Yes, so we're still enrolling for EKG Tech. You might see it on our website as the cardiovascular monitoring technician, same course, but we have large scholarships available for that program as well, and they are still available.
Okay. I understand the ones you just mentioned, but for those of us that don't know, like me, what is central sterile processing?
Yeah, so central sterile processing trains folks to work in a operating setting, and they would be in charge of sterilizing the equipment for the operating room.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. Really, I guess things are still hot in anything in the medical world. Is that right?
Yes. So definitely jobs, as we have seen, that is something that cannot be outsourced. Mm-hmm. And when we have, situations going on right now, these fields are in high demand. So definitely a good time to get in. And a lot of students like to use these continuing education courses not only to get a job, but also to get a taste of certain areas in healthcare. Yeah. And then they might, decide to pursue further education as a respiratory therapist or a nurse at RCC.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just get an idea of something. RCC has always done an outstanding job in that area, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. So I'm really proud of what we're doing and think that we're able to meet students wherever they are and help them get plugged into something that they love.
Okay. Still under Con-Ed. What about computer offerings?
Yeah, so this year we have computer offerings, And we have a cybersecurity, which is a CompTIA, which is a national exam that students would take at the end of that program. We're also offering a computer programming course, as well as a certified professional coder boot camp for people who want to brush up on that before taking their certification. And these classes are taught either in that virtual synchronous format, meaning one night a week you would log on and have a live class, and that's the format for the boot camp or the computer programming. The CompTIA cybersecurity analyst, that one meets on campus one night a week, so it can be a little bit more hands-on. But all three of those programs have scholarships available.
Okay. I like the word. You've mentioned that several times now, scholarships available.
Yes. So RCC, I think, does a really great job of helping provide scholarship opportunities for students. So this year we have multiple options. So when one pool of money runs out, we're able to tap into another. So we can really help a lot of folks this year. So I'm hoping that they'll take advantage of it. Even in this crazy world, I still feel like, because of some of these opportunities we're able to provide, it's a great time to get started at RCC.
Yeah, that's a win-win there for sure. What about EMT classes?
Yeah, so we have an upcoming EMT class in March. It will run March through July, and it's at every Tuesday, Thursday evenings from 6 to 10, and then it meets on alternating Saturdays. And this would be a really great place to start going back to that curriculum paramedic program. Mm-hmm. Students who might be interested down the road in doing an associate degree in being a paramedic, they could knock out their EMT initial this spring. And then because they complete that this spring, that will lighten their course load while they're in the program. They would get credit for that EMT course.
Okay.
So good way to stagger some things.
Sure. Yeah. Are you seeing, if you had to do an age range, Laura, from this age to this, what are we seeing on campus now?
In terms of like our student population?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I would say it's all over.
Okay.
So, I have folks come to me and they say, I'm too old to come to college. You are never too old to come to college, and you will always find people in your class who are in similar life stages.
Yeah, they say you're never too old to learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we see people all the time who are in it for a career change. Mm-hmm. So, absolutely. Don't let that deter anybody.
Yeah, so all across the age range for sure.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, we have about a minute and a half, perhaps, Laura, left for you to wrap up.
Perfect. Well, I just want to encourage folks to reach out if they do have questions. The application is live on the website, so that is a great place to start. Because it's free to go ahead and get that ball rolling, I would say go ahead and submit that so that we have it, and then schedule an appointment to chat with us. We would love to talk more about your options, how to help get you started, and to meet you where you are, and to plug you into something hopefully for this spring semester.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Lots of options, lots of opportunities available at RCC.
Yes.
Okay. Laura, good to visit with you. Thank you very much. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you. You too. I appreciate you having me.
All the best in the new year at RCC.
Thanks. You too. Take care.
You too. Laura Jennings is Assistant Director of Enrollment Services at Rockingham Community College. If you need more information on some of the good things she's talking to us about today, go to the website, rockinghamcc.edu. rockinghamcc.edu. Just again, a couple of things she brought out. It's not too late to register for spring classes. Most courses being offered online, some using video conferencing. Registration deadline for traditional courses, January 6th. RCC will reopen January 4th to serve students. However, the online application will remain open through the holiday break. Again, that's rockinghamcc.edu.